Hello and welcome. Janet Beckers here. I've got a very special teaching episode of Romance Your Tribe Radio for you today, because today we're going to be looking at what makes a high-end offer, a high-ticket offer, absolutely irresistible. So we're going to have a look at, first of all, what is a high-end offer. So we're both going to be talking about the same thing. Then we're going to have a look at the number one thing that makes it absolutely irresistible. What makes a high-end offer successful or not. And once we've identified that number one thing, I'm going to walk through with you the process that you need to go through in order for you to get super duper clear on that, so that it makes it very easy for you to feel confident to be able to charge what you're worth and to be able to confidently communicate that to the people who are going to buy. And to make that easy for you, I've got a downloadable that goes with today that's going to walk you through the questions that you need to be able to do in order to be able to create a high-end offer that's going to be irresistible. So make sure you go to the podcast page for that and you can download it. It's absolutely free and it's a fill in the blanks PDF, so that you can just fill it in online or print it out if you choose to do that. So that's going to help you to be able to take action today. Now, once we've got clear on that, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over 5 different types of high-end offers that you can be doing now. And these are going to be high-end offers that go from, if you're right at the very beginning of your business, you may have been in it for a while, but you're not really sure about offering high-end programs, then we're going to have a look at, you may not have an emailing list and you may not have a lot of clients who are just waiting for the next offer to come out. We're going to look at that. Then we're going to have a look at progressively the kind of offers that you can be doing through to, if you already have an established business with an established clientele and a mailing list, what can you be doing to be able to offer a high-end offer that is leveraged? Okay, so we'll give you 3 different ones. They can be used for, all stages of business across them, and that'll give you an idea of where you can progress. So that's what we're going to be focusing on today. Now, you're in the right place if you already have a high-end offer, but it's not converting. And you're also in the right place if the whole idea of even creating a high-priced program totally intimidates you and you cannot even imagine what it's like to be able to do that. So either one, you're in the right place, whether it's going to be your first one and it's overwhelming you, or you've already got an established one. But hey, it's not converting. What do you need to do to make it so it is going to convert better for you? Okay, so let's get stuck into it. So first of all, let's get clear on what is a high-priced offer. In most industries, it's going to be over the $2,000 to $3,000 mark. It's the kind of offer for your particular market that, it's not the kind of thing that you can just say to people either from a sales page, or that you could do from a series of emails, or that you could do from having, an offer on your website that's going to be, here is my shopping cart, my selection. It's the kind of one where people aren't as likely to go, oh yeah, that's cool, that's what I'll have that one, thanks. Or they'll just buy online. Now, I'm not saying that you can't sell something that's $2,000 or $3,000 and above just from sales letters, and I have done that myself. But normally what you will need to do is you'll have to have quite a bit of an education process before you sell, so that people understand if the offer is for them and what kind of outcomes they can get. So because of that, quite often people will want to have a conversation, and so they will want to hop on the phone with you, or they may want to meet you in person if that's where they will normally be seeing you, and have a conversation to see if it's right for them. So think about it in that way. So for some people, a high-priced offer may be $1,000, depending on your industry. For others, a high-priced offer is going to be over 5 or over 10 or even more. So it's going to depend on your industry, but keep that as a ballpark figure. Now, when I say for some industries it may be 1,000, I'm talking about your industry, not just you. If it might be that scares the life out of you, it's not necessarily that. Okay, it's going to be what people in your industry can charge. So what are people also going to be looking at, your potential clients? So that's just a bit of a deep reframe for you. You might be thinking, I can't sell anything over $500. I better hop on the phone. That's my challenge to you. That may be more to do with your perception of the value that you can offer. So listen to what I'm doing today, because this will make you a lot clearer on what that value is. Now we've got clear on what a price range is for a high-end offer. Now we're going to have a look at what makes a high-end offer convert, what's the main thing, and then we're going to go over some examples so you can get an idea of what they are, okay? So the number one thing that is going to make an offer irresistible, or that it's going to be, yeah, that looks interesting, I'd like to do that, yeah, maybe one day I will, is it needs to have a very distinct outcome. People will pay a lot more money if they can get the outcome that they want to get, a very specific outcome. If you can help them to get that faster, or if you can help them to be able to achieve that with far less stress, if you can do that to get that outcome, there will always be a percentage of people who just want that. And believe it or not, it is just as hard, just as easy, just as time consuming, just as quick, which fill in whatever you've already got in your mind, just as much to do for a high price program as it is for a low price program, believe it or not. So, hey, you may as well see if you can get, aim to be able to have higher price programs, which are incredibly rewarding because you get the outcomes with people. They're going to be having a much more hands-on approach to being able to get the results they want. And that's incredibly rewarding for you in your business. Now, if the outcome is the thing that is going to sell people, let's have a look how you get clear on what kind of outcome people are most likely to be willing to invest more money in to being able to get that outcome. So I'm going to walk you through a bit of a process. Now, I'm going to give it to you the kind of, bird's eye view of this process, because the details on this process is core to what I do through my Attract Your Tribe training. And I do that very closely through my higher end program, my VIP offering, which is my accelerator program, which on the scale of things in the expense of offerings that I have given over the years is probably one of my lower priced ones for the value, for the outcome people get. So that is, with that, that's core to what I do. So I'll give you an example. I'll link you through so you can actually see a PDF of what's in that offer, so you can get an idea of one offer that you've got. So with this, just so you know that I go in a lot more detail. So if you're at the end of this, you're thinking I need help, that's all right. I've got all the processes that get you super duper clear on this. But we're just going to give you the thumbnail here. Now, what you absolutely do in order to be able to get that outcome that people are willing to pay more for, you need to be exceptionally clear on the transformational journey that you take your clients on. Now, by transformational journey, I mean, where do people start from? There is a point A that they are at now, and they're wanting to get to point B. Now, that point B, depending on your industry, may very well be something like lose a certain amount of weight. It may be around, creating a business that is with higher end offers and systemized. It might be getting through those huge mindset blocks that's been holding them back, and to be able to go on and get the successful outcome that they have identified that they've been aiming for, but they haven't been able to get. It could be something, it could be like a physical thing. Depending on your industry, it could be that you're going to be able to run, 10Ks in a certain amount of time. whatever it is. So it depends on your industry. You can take them from point A to point B. So to be able to do this, there's two other things that you need to be super duper clear on. You need to be super clear on who is it that you help the most. Like, if you can take people from problem to solution, then you must have a process to get them there. Now, this could be, you could be in a service-based business, you could be a consultant, you could be a coach, you could be a done for you type scenario. This can also be applying to products, but if you've been attracted to me, it's very likely that you are in an area where you take people through a transformation. So to do that, you have to be exceptionally clear on what is the process that you take people through to get from point A to point B, and who is it that you can get the results with the best. So if you get a person that has this particular problem, wants to get to this particular area, and has these other particular characteristics, if you know that you get that person, you can take them from point A to point B if you just follow the steps. If you know that, you know who your most profitable avatar is, because if they fit that criteria, you know you can get them the outcome. So number one, you have to be very clear on what is the transformational journey that you have a process to help people to get to. And you need to know who is the ideal client that if you get them, if you take them through that process, you know with confidence that you can get them to that outcome. Now, with that, you then have a transformational promise. You can say, I know with confidence that if you have this problem and these characteristics, I know I can help you get these results. Then you have a transformational promise. It is that transformational promise, that outcome, that makes your offer irresistible. Now, along the way from you taking somebody from point A to point B, there are going to be different milestones. And these milestones will also be bumps in the roads. These are the kind of things that when your client is trying to go from point A to point B, whether they're doing it with your guidance, whether they're trying to do it on their own, without fail, there's going to be certain points where they're going to go, do I go left? Do I go right? I feel like I'm sort of up against a brick wall. You know that there's always going to be those situations, and they need help to be able to get past that onto the next step. So when it comes to what you can be offering as a VIP offer, you may be going, and by VIP offer, I mean your high ticket item, your high priced offer, is you may be able to go, I can take you from point A to point B. And that's what we're going to do. That's what I do through my accelerator program, point A to point B, right at the end. So you may go, you know what? I know that people need to get to this milestone first. Or they might be partway along and I can get them from here to right to the end. So if you've got those different milestones along, you may decide that you're going to create your offer for just one particular section of it. So for example, if I was going to be working with you, that was going to take you from, where you are in your business now to being able to create a really unique offering, and to have attracted a tribe that absolutely loves what you do, and to be seen as the tribal business leader. That is the whole way. But I might say, you know what? The very first section, we are going to get super clear on the profit in you, who your profitable avatar is, and we're going to work out some packages that work well for them. That might be one outcome. You may have something very, very similar in your business. For example, I gave somebody who may be a fitness coach that the outcome may be to run 10-kilometer run in however long that would take. It might be in 45 minutes, for example. That might be the outcome they're working for. You might be able to say, you know what, I'm going to work you to this point to get you so that you can do a 5-kilometer run in 30 minutes. And we're going to be working on that. This is the outcome. This is about how long it should take. and these are the steps. So that might be one of those things that they've got as you're going along. So that's a couple of examples. So you can decide with your offer whether you're going to be giving them the full outcome or whether you're going to take one part. But you can't possibly do that unless you're very clear on who it is that you can help, what their point A is, what their point B is, what the different stops are along the way where they are going to be having hurdles, the points that they need to be able to meet, that they need your help. So and to do that, you need to know the process you take people through. So that if you can do that, it's going to be exceptionally easy for you to be able to create a higher price to offer and to be able to sell it with absolute confidence. It will be irresistible. If you know that you're missing any of those points along the way, come to me, baby. That's what I do. And it's what I love doing. It's my superpower, getting you real clarity on that stuff. So if that's what you need some help with, just contact me and I can tell me about your business and I will let you know the best way that I've got to help you to get there. Now, let me give you a couple of examples on the kind of offer, 5 different ways of offers, different types that you can be creating. Okay, the first thing that I want to be able to say to you is you may very well have heard a lot about an ascension program, which is when people will join your mailing list. So that's when you're getting them, to get to know you. And then you will offer them a lower price program. If they buy that, you'll buy them the next program, and then you'll keep on ascending them. I'm just telling you here, that's not going to work for your VIP clients, okay? Because there is always going to be a percentage of people that are not the slightest bit interested in consuming the lower price programs. They don't want the self-study. They don't want to have, the step-by-step. They don't want the slow path. Ain't nobody got time for that. People who are more likely to buy the higher price program, they just want to know what's the fastest way for me to get there. So don't make them work hard for it. Let them self-qualify. Let them say, look, if you're meeting these criteria and you want the fastest result, the less stressful result, this is the best way you can work with me. Just let them know straight up, okay? Don't make them work hard for it. Because in my experience, the people who tend to work with you at that higher level may very well not have purchased any of your other cheaper programs to start with. In fact, they may have only just recently joined your mailing list, but they may have been watching you, what you've been putting out there on social media, or they may have been referred to you, or they may just be ready, and what you have delivered to them through your free content to start with just makes them go, this person is the one that I want to work with. So don't make them work hard for it, okay? Don't force them to jump through hoops. Now, let's look at 5 different types of offers that you can be creating. And I'll start off with the ones that you can be creating if your business does not have a huge mailing list and you don't have a lot of, intellectual property created. You don't have resources such as checklists, videos, things that could be part of a course. If you don't have any of that yet, okay, let's look at what you can be doing. So the very first thing that you can be doing is package up you. Now, you may very well be offering where people work with you on an hourly rate or on a session. This is especially true if you are a service provider where, people come to you for your expertise and you may be working with them a certain number of sessions. It may also work for you if you are an advisor. You may be doing that on a session rate. Now, when I'm saying this, I don't want you to bundle together a certain number of hours, okay, or a certain number of sessions. For you to be able to offer a VIP level, you must link it to the outcome. So your focus is very much on the outcome that they will get and what process you've got to get them there. So that may include a certain amount of time with you, but you know that on those times, you will be helping them with specific steps to get there. So you can be creating some extra resources as you go. You might create, as you're going, some short videos or short audios to help them to stay on track. You may give them some worksheets that you create. These are all things that you're creating. You don't have to have them all done before, okay? So it's still bundling you, but not on an hourly rate. It's bundling on the outcome. You can do that now if you know that you can get results for people. If you're pretty sure you can get results, but you haven't really tested it, then that particular outcome you will be offering as a beta program. It may be slightly cheaper than what you were doing, but you're letting people know that they are founders and that you would like their feedback throughout the whole process in things that are going to help them to be able to get those results. I'm not saying do this for free or low priced, because you want the right people in that program. Now, the next thing that we have is, I'm just having a look over here at my list, is you can be taking the same kind of thing, and instead of you be doing it with people where it might be spread out over a few weeks or over a few months, you might go, you know what? You want to get this whole thing nailed in a day? Let's have a VIP day. So again, outcome focused. They are going to be working towards a specific outcome on that day. It could be clarity on something that they need to do. So, for example, you and I, we can have a VIP day where we nail your signature system, your offers, and what is going to be your 90-day plan for how you're going to be marketing that to get that out there. That could be an example of a VIP day. I've had VIP days where what we do is we get super duper clear on who your most profitable avatar is and what your offers are going to be for each of those. I've run VIP days like that. Very, very distinct outcomes that you're getting people. The kind of thing that you can work intensively for one day, or you might make it 2 days, and people will pay for that because they're thinking, look, I haven't got time to wait for this. Let's just knock it over. Let's get that done. So that can be a great example. You can be offering that now, even if you don't have a list. So on how you actually get the people who are going to go in there, that's out of the scope of today's podcast. But just know that you already have a network. Okay, you're going to have to put yourself out there out of your comfort zone, though. You're going to have to follow the hustle method. Okay, so this is number 1, just over an extended time, and it's packaging you in the outcome. The next one, let's condense it into a VIP day. And just as an aside, if you're having a VIP day with people and you're doing it in person, spoil them rotten. Choose a really beautiful venue. Make it private. Gourmet food. You might even, especially if you've been doing mindset stuff, you might even want to make it that there's a massage that they get at the end of the day. Really, really spoil them. You're going to be making it, they're going to be paying for that. It's all coming as part of your expenses. But make the day feel like a VIP. You can do the same thing if it is going to be virtual. But you can be sending them a package that's got all the spoil things for them to be able to create this beautiful environment while you're working virtually with them, just through Zoom, through recording. Now, the next one that you can be doing is if you have a service where you can actually be doing the work, creating what it is that people need, you can be creating a done for you. Now, a done for you can be that you may normally, it may not even have to be done for, the done for you may not even have to be done for you, by you. For example, if I wanted to, I might go, all right, I'm going to be doing this where I'm going to be helping you to be able to plan out your whole online course. Well, I could do a done for you where we can say, all right, well, we're actually going to create the members area. We'll add all your material in, and I'm going to get a great copywriter to do the sales letter. I'm going to get a videographer that's going to come in and they're going to be videoing you, and we'll get all of your message, put the whole lot of it for you together. That's a pretty high priced offer that I've just created there. That can easily be 20, 30 grand, bringing all those people in. I'm not going to be doing all of that work. I'm the strategist. So probably even more, actually, if I brought all of those different people in. But some people are going to go, well, I'm going to have to do this anyway. Can you just do it all for me? That is an example. Another example is my personal trainer who has me working on this macro diet, a certain number of grams of fat, protein, and carbohydrates, because I'm losing weight but getting strong at the same time. If she had an offer where she would actually every week work out exactly my meal plan on the foods that I love and what was in season for that particular week and what I had coming up that week, and I knew it was going to fit exactly those grams, I would pay for that. That's just example. So that's a done for you. Now, the next one that we've got is we're going to be moving over now, and this is if you have an audience of people where you know that if you make the no-brainer offer that you will be able to bring a few people in at once. That allows you to really leverage what you're delivering and to have a higher priced program that has a group component. Now that group component can actually be better for the client because they've got other people who they can be bouncing ideas off. They're not feeling alone as they're going through the process. And for a lot of things, that can actually be a huge advantage, especially if you have curated who is in that group so that people are going, wow, these are great, these people who I'm here with. So let's look at 2 different ways that you can be doing that. One of those, you can be inviting people into a group program that is delivered over a period of time. An example is my accelerator program where people are meeting every single week on Zoom, on video, so that every single week they get together with a small group, and even if they don't have a particular issue and question and hot seat at the moment, they learn a lot from the hot seats of the other people because everybody has been interviewed before they go in, and so everybody is working towards a similar goal. Plus, then they've got other things that you can include in there. So we have a special VIP Facebook group where I'm in there every day, reviewing things that people have done, answering questions, and also lots of training materials so they can fill in the blanks. So that's a done with you. So it's a small group, but it's done with you. You're not doing everything for them, but you're giving them all the steps. They do their part, and then you're reviewing, you're giving feedback, making it better, making it faster. And then they also can get some one-on-one with you. And that's what happens with my accelerator clients. They get some one-on-one with me. So I'm working right on their business as well. So that's something that if you already have an audience, you can launch that now. And then the next one that you could be doing is if you have that group program, but instead of you doing it over a long period of time, let's modify the VIP and make it into a small group workshop or a small group retreat. And by small group, that's really going to depend on what's going to help you to get the transformational promise, the outcome for them in the shortest amount of time. Because you've only got 1 day or 2 days to do that. So if you have a larger group, how can you do that? You may have to bring in mini-yous, or you might just keep them smaller groups. So when the actual number is really going to be dependent on you and the process you take people through. So that is the kind of one that you can be offering as well. I've done something very similar where I had very, very small group 2-day workshop in a beautiful boutique hotel where we just worked on creating videos and people going home with their videos created and their marketing plan done. And that sold exceptionally easily. We didn't even have to do that through phone calls. We just did that off a sales page for $3,000 each. So that's just an example of what you can do. Now, what I suggest you do now is go and get the downloadable worksheet that I've got for you. I guide you through the process step by step on these big core questions that you need to get in place. So as a review, your high-end offer is going to be something that is tied to a very distinct transformational promise, an outcome that you can get them in, and you have a process to get them there. It may be the complete outcome, or it may be one part of what they're doing, one of the milestones along the way. So to do that, you need to be exceptionally clear on what the point A is and the point B, and who it is that you can help to get from point A to point B. What is the transformation that if you get the right person, you know you can get it for them? And so that's your profitable avatar. And what are the actual milestone steps along that way that they really are going to need help to actually get those little milestone steps? If you know those, then it's going to be very easy for you to create a offer that is going to appeal to those people that want to get that transformational promise, that outcome. They want to get that in the fastest way the less stressful way, the less time-consuming way for them. If you can help them to do that, that's what people will pay for, and gladly, because it's their total wish list. So I've got that worksheet there for you to help you to get clarity on that. So then you will have confidence that, you know what, I can deliver here. If you're having trouble thinking, you know what, I'm not clear myself on my avatar. I'm not really clear on what is my transformational process that I take people through. What is my framework? And what is it that makes me stand out? If you need any help with that, that's me, baby. That's exactly the transformational outcomes that I can get for you, and love every step of it. And then we'll be able to create a suite of offers that are beautiful to sell and are going to help people. So if you'd like some help with that, get the worksheet, go and download it, and then just contact me. Let me know what it is that you're trying to achieve. Tell me a little bit about your business, and we'll either hop on the phone or I will let you know of what kind of program, what's the best way that I've got to help you. But that's my superpower, baby. It's what I love doing, and I'd love to help you as well. Now, I'd really also love to hear from you. Has this helped you today? Like, what's been an aha for you? Which of those 5 different types of offers are you sort of leaning towards now? Like, what feels right for you? I would really, really love to hear from you on that one. So please either comment wherever you are here. If you are watching this on iTunes or another podcast, I would really appreciate if you would leave a comment for me, some kind of feedback, because that's going to help other people to be able to find me. So if you leave a rating and a comment, I would love to do that. So it could be on this episode, sharing your ahas, or even just the whole podcast. I'd really appreciate that. Okay, looking forward to hearing from you, and go get them, folks. Bye.